Hi everybody, it's Honest John again. Now, as most of you know, more stuff came out about the NSA spying program this week. And this time, it was about our government listening into phone calls of somewhere between 40 and 60 countries, many of them who are allies and are friendly to us. And of course, there are ripples about it going on. Other nations are very displeased to find out that we've been listening to them and spying on them. But as is pointed out on the talk shows regularly, everybody spies on everybody. We just happen to be able to do it better because we have the better technology. And that's a decent point. And of course, I don't think that we would go back to what we were doing before we had that technology. But I thought that maybe this would be a jumping off point where we could finally have that debate about what our national security agencies are doing with the technology they have, and what we want them to keep doing and what we want them to stop doing. But these revelations don't seem to have gotten much response from the American people, maybe because it's about spying we're doing overseas. But it still remains important that we have that debate, and we never have it. We keep moving on to other things, and Congress may make a few speeches, but then there really hasn't been anything changed. There hasn't been anything done. And part of that is because politicians tend to be kind of timid, and they don't want to supply a potential rival with something they can use against them in the next election. Because no matter which side of the issue you come down on, you can either be accused of being for big government spying on everybody, or you can be accused of being soft on security. Either way, there is ammunition to be painted in a negative light. And the issues involved are complicated. There has to be nuance and subtlety, which, our news outlets aren't good at covering, and most of our politicians aren't real good at doing. We do have to find a balance between privacy and security, and we need to monitor that balance and be ready to take action when it tilts either too far one way or to the other. Now, obviously there are too many issues and it's too complicated to take on in one video, but there's something that I keep hearing that I find irritating, and I want to deal with it in this video. And that is, I hear people get up when they're making speeches. This is people who are defending the surveillance program. When they're making speeches or they go on TV, they're quick to remind us that, hey, you need a warrant to actually listen to people's phone calls and to actually open their emails. Technically, this is true. But it's kind of ingenuous, because a warrant only becomes an issue if you plan on using the information that you get in court. But suppose you're not planning on taking somebody to trial. Then you can listen to that information without a warrant and not worry about it. There's no motivation to get a warrant. Suppose you're just listening to somebody to try to track him to somebody else. Suppose you're planning on sending out a drone strike instead of hauling the guy into court. The issue of a warrant, like I said, it only applies if you're taking people to court. Technically, yes, they need a warrant to listen to your phone calls and open your emails. But if they take certain kinds of actions, or if they take no action at all, then they pretty much have free rein to do that spying to their heart's content. The only way to deter it would be to attach severe penalties to doing these things without a warrant, and there are complications that are involved in that. So obviously, like I said, this is an issue that requires a lot of thought, and I'm putting this video out here just to help spark some of that thought. So now it's your turn. I'd like to hear what you have to say. What you think we should and shouldn't do with respect to privacy and security. It's not like we're all going to figure it out, but I think the discussion would be healthy. Thanks for listening.